Got low music on today.
I know, you have a problem. I think I'm about to start taking over music duties for this show. Right. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, January 12th.
We do want to thank you, everyone who joins on Facebook Live, and also those who join us on YouTube and Facebook later. As Jenny and I were talking about before the show, looks like our last 3 shows are averaging 3,000. The Festivus show was 4,000 views. So apparently people like to watch us when they're drinking wine late at night.
Or they've had a lot of downtime, maybe, right, between the holidays. With Omicron. And, I don't want to brag on us too much.
Okay, hi. My name is Annette Albright. Thank you so much for inviting me. So happy that I can make it. I'm a longtime Charlotte resident. I'm also an advocate for safe schools for everyone. That includes teachers, staff, and everyone that steps upon a Charlotte Mecklenburg school campus. I'm also the education chair for the NAACP, one of the oldest civil rights organizations and world known. So I'm the education chair here in Charlotte. And again, thank you so much for having me out.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kendrick Cunningham. I am a native Charlottean. Involved, I'm a social justice warrior day in and day out, so I'm involved in a numerous amount of organizations, both internationally and domestically, fighting to make sure that people who are not heard, that their voices are heard all the time. So whether that's, attending neighborhood association meetings and make sure that people are directed into the right places, or listening to people and make sure that the White House hears their concerns. I'm there fighting for us.
Annette, would you like to comment on any of those, or do you want to pass?
I would like to comment on Clay Aiken. Okay. I give him 2 thumbs up for running for public office. That is a very admirable thing. And it's also something that's very hard, because you're putting yourself out there, and your feedback is people's votes. So what do people think about you? And that's something very hard to do. So, I wish him the best of luck. I hope he has polished up on his politics and not just run on being Clay Aiken, the reality TV star. So that's pretty much it.
And then with Clay Aiken, I'm excited. I think the more people that we have running for public office, the more options we have. He's a Democrat. He's very progressive. The only thing I wanted to say, because we have invited him for our show in one of our shows in February, and we hope he will watch this. I have to be really nice. Is on his page, on his website page, it said that he ran in 2014, and he said he's running again. And if elected, he will be the first gay elected congressperson from the South. I take issue with that, because Lindsey Graham is from South Carolina, and that's sorry.
According to the Washington Post, he has a sweet tooth for male sex work.
This is something we would talk about on our second show, Two Queers in a Truck, but I just had to throw that in there because anyone who watches this show know that we love Lady Graham, and she is just fabulous. So
let it all fair to say the least. As anybody that's LGBT in the South, you get some legs, but you got Ted Cruz in Texas and Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. So all right, we're going to move on because it's going to digress. All right.
So when I think of Dr. King, I consider me to have like a personal connection with Dr. King, because he's not only he's like an idol for me, but he's also my fraternity brother. And when I was in undergrad, I was able to celebrate his 50th death anniversary in Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, it's Memphis, Tennessee. I appreciate Brother King for showing me to stand up and fight for people like our sanitation workers.
One of the things that resonates with me when I hear the name Martin Luther King Jr. is resilience. And also for such a very young man at his age, the maturity that he had, and to see a vision that was further down the road versus what was right in front of him.
Do you think that, to your point, Annette, about, I noticed in the Democratic Party, and that now the North Carolina Democratic Party is not the same as a lot of state parties.
Exactly.
It's like 20 years behind the time.
Yes.
Do you think that the Democratic Party seems to be sometimes the worst abuser of holding people back? For example, when Clay Aiken has to say, I will be the first gay elected, Republicans don't say
and
those
that
things.
She will reach those people who don't realize how important their votes are. And, you know, if she can help us win on that level, I think the worst thing that could happen is for Trump to go back into office in 2024. And I think that is the thing that is bringing out the ex-presidents, the wives, the celebrities, because it's a possibility that that could happen.
Sure. Kendrick, you want to comment on any of that?
Yeah, I think that hits it hits the nail right on the head. 2020, we almost did not win this election if we were not electorally strategic. In this election, Republicans out-registered us in the 2020 election.
Well, I think even Dr. King's life was political. I mean, I think you can't separate a civil rights movement from politics. I mean, because part of getting the baseline of law and the legal framework to give more equity and equality is going to have to be political, because you're going to have to move political bodies to take action to create a baseline or a safety net to protect whichever group we're talking about at the time, like last summer with Charlotte City Council passing the NDO.
We have to remind each other that there were people who did not want this holiday, that fought tooth and nail.
Absolutely.
Arizona, the Super Bowl was, those people are still living. I don't want anybody to think that they've disappeared. They've just become Trump voters, and maybe Omicron will take them out. But still, I'm just saying is that they're still there. Thank you so much. I do want to remind you that next week we do have a show with Reverend Dr. Rodney Sadler and some other guests. They'll be talking about Reimagining American Project. They will be educating us on that. And then once again, and I've been waiting to say this, Jenny, the last show of the month is, we have two topics. You get a twofer. On the 26th, it's modern day white supremacist and how to eat a tamale. So be there on Coffee and Pandusi. How was that, Jen?
It's like getting a Groupon, but a podcast version. We've got guns that look like knives. We got knives that look like guns. Saturday.
Exactly. And the fact that we have to tell people how to eat a tamale, you take the corn husk off.
Okay. We do have a certain amount of people that
I don't know how to eat tamale.
Oh, that's right. All right.
There you go. There you go. I said, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, that's right. We'll save it for the next show. All right. Thank you so much, Kendrick and Miss Albright. If you'll just stay on just for a second so we can do a brief promo. And I want to thank everyone for joining us on Coffee and Pandusi. Everyone knows I'm technologically superior in this household. So, that work? Yeah.
Yes.
Every time all right. Bye, y'all. See you next week.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Or if you haven't tuned in, get over there to YouTube or Facebook and watch our show. Thanks for always watching. And we talked about Dr. King and Dr. King's legacy and politics and a whole bunch of other stuff. But thank you, Kendrick and Annette, for showing up and sharing your life experiences. And you're welcome to come back on anytime. Thanks, y'all.
Yes. And good luck, Kendrick, for office, by the way. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.